Light Sense and Exodus, we're going to be designing a League of Legends champion for you guys here this evening. But before we get to that, I'd just like to hear from you guys. Exodus, maybe first. How have you been doing in the time between this week and last week?
Very good. I've been prepping for the Belgian League, which the semifinals are going to be tomorrow.
Wow.
And it was actually very, very interesting because Sector 1, who was the powerhouse in the Benelux, has lost.
What?
So now they have to climb their way back. Yeah. But apparently they've gone on to some super secret doopy whoopy boot camp. And, well, we're going to see how it goes.
Oh boy. I'd like to be a fly on that wall. How about you, Happy Light Sense? Anything fun?
Nothing fun, actually. I went to work today, and it was terrible. I don't know what's wrong with children these days, but, like, they all had a bad day today. All of them.
Oh.
So they made my day, like, significantly worse. But
Oh man.
now we can, like, I don't know, have fun designing a new champion for League of Legends.
And
Make
hey,
it
Ben.
better.
Hey, yeah.
Welcome to the stream. I don't know if Benny's been around for one of these Champion Forges before, so hopefully it'll be an
No, I don't
eye-opening
think so.
experience.
I think it might have been over every time he joined.
True,
Yes.
true.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we're moving it to slightly later than before. So this is
Hmm.
on new time slot, assuming that everything stays okay to keep it here.
Yes.
But alright. Oh, that's right, you were around for Bob and Billy. Bob and Billy.
Nice.
They were such goodness. So guys, what do we have in mind for today's muck around with designing a champion?
So we're thinking about creating a champion around the theme of art. So a big artsy art guy, girl, whatever. Since there have been complaints about too many musical champions in League. Like, there's Sona, there's Seraphine now. I think people forget about Bard a lot, but Bard is also based on music.
Is he?
So-
Oh, yeah, chimes. Yeah, obviously.
He
yeah.
is a bard.
Yeah. Oh.
He is
and
a
that, yeah.
bard.
And that. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, but I don't know. It could be good to have a person in League of Legends that sort of represents other forms of expression.
You can go really dark with it and say, "I will paint with your blood." I think.
Ooh, that could be a good quote already.
Ooh. Okay. Sure.
It doesn't have to
Actually-
be like a cheerful art person. It can be just
Okay, let's get some context down here, because painting with someone's blood is actually kind of a fun idea.
Do we want to make him
him
like super emo? I mean, I have the haircut for it. Just make him like, no.
Oh, it
Oh,
could
Are
be
you
like
gonna, oh my
my
gosh, are you going to
art.
cosplay them on the stream as we're making them?
I will avenge my father.
it could be like a like one of those wannabe emos. Like, I don't know. He's just a young kid who sort of takes inspiration from, I don't know. It could be one of Vladimir's followers.
Okay.
So
that's
what-
actually a
it
nice
would-
idea.
It would make sense with the whole blood deal, but he's like really young, so I don't know, 14, 15. And he just wants to be as cool as Vladimir, and he wants to like I don't know, make people fear him and his ideals and the stuff that he's doing. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna paint with your blood," but in reality, he just carries around like red colors because he doesn't know how to do blood magic.
It's like grape juice, but watered down.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking that the like the blood painter idea, sanguine arts. That's a good term. That
Hmm.
sounds.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
a
Vladimir
passive. That's a passive name right there.
Well, I was thinking that already that kind of leaps out to me as a potentially interesting gameplay idea. Like, what about a champion whose resources are built by hitting people and by doing damage? Or maybe when damage is taken near them and that fills up like a blood bar which they can use to...
You
The-
mean like Vladimir?
Well, no, he doesn't have... he's not based on damage around him, is he?
No, he's based on.
Isn't
it's
it
like
his Q?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's his Q rotation. So, it has like it can fill up twice, First one, when it's empty, it fills up half, and when
Mm.
it fills up, when you queue again, it will fill up to the max, and then your next queue will do considerable more damage.
Well, what about... So it would be both broadly an entire kit... Well, this is very quick to be jumping to this, but like a kit which was based around that sort of same blood meter, but just filled by a different method.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
that could be good because
Mhm.
since it's a very young person, they might not have the same amount of control over it as Vladimir does, who is actually really, really old. So I don't know, maybe they just get like they're trying to get used to the whole sanguine arts thing, and it's
Sure.
really new to them still, and that's why they need to take like actual damage to use it. So they need their own blood to be spilled
Do you
in
need their
order to
own
use
blood
the
or
sanguine
someone
arts.
else's?
Could be either or both, I suppose.
Yeah, we can figure that out later.
True.
Okay, so I think that's a strong concept, but let's not get married immediately to the blood painter, even though that's a cool idea. Are there any other kinds of artists or artist stereotypes you guys could think of that could potentially make champions?
Well, I think you can. I think there are like two schools of thought here where you can go to. You can say it's like this almost dark, depressed goth, like Van Gogh character, where he's, or it's this super
But that's not how you say it, though.
Van Gogh. No, I mean I'm Dutch. Well,
Yes.
I'm not Dutch, but Van Gogh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wait,
no.
wait. So I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Yeah. Oh, it was a thing on QI where everyone was asked to pronounce Van Gogh, and everyone said Van Gogh, and then Stephen Fry said no, it's Van Gogh. But even then there is contention because he was Belgian or he was Dutch, but the Dutch have a different kind of G than the Flemish people in Belgium do. So they would say Van Gogh, and we would say Van Gogh. I don't know if you can hear the difference, but there's like the Van Gogh and Van Gogh.
Yep.
Okay,
So
that's gone as long as I wanted to go.
Sorry.
All right, so
Cool.
Benny suggested a mime. That's a pretty interesting way to take it, but there has been no mime champion as of yet. That has some interesting possibilities.
I think that yeah, that's a fair statement.
So if you were going to, if you guys were gonna, Mike's got a pop art. Yeah, I like the pop art idea as well. So for either the mime or the pop art, can either of you guys think of anything to kind of expand out those ideas a little bit?
You can place something down, maybe place like a puppet.
The mime?
Mimes and
Or-
puppets?
Oh no, I'm pop art. No, I'm thought puppet art. My bad.
Oh right, no, definitely not. Puppets. They're the devil.
I think for the pop art thing, the roller from Splatoon could make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the option to sort of mark territory, and in those specific areas, you deal more damage, or you have the option to manipulate the terrain or something
Yeah.
with like the color you put down. But then I don't know, it's not permanent color. we could do a sprayer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already hearing everyone who's colorblind rage, but we could do it. Like, I like that. I like that idea.
I mean, they could maybe have... Yes, that would definitely be a concern. So wait, I mean, this sounds interesting. It sounds like a very direct kind of, let's just make the person from Splatoon thing. But this could still be interesting.
For sure. Okay, but a mime, I don't know. That's more like you have the option to sort of mimic the movement of your enemies, maybe,
Okay.
Yeah.
or create like a sort of a box with those. It's sort of
Yeah, we
stealing
can't have a
from
mime
Scratch.
without that. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
No, I like it.
but you create it around your enemies and you sort of trap them in that, and you can set up the box. I don't know, it could be like an ultimate ability, and you have a certain amount of time to set up the whole box. It's like 4 relatively large panels, so you can, I don't know, make it a square, or you can only use 3 of the panels and make it a triangle, and then it's like a triangular box.
His dance should be to the song. It's hip to be square.
No, it's just a square dance.
I mean, I'm already hating the mime enemy.
You're hating the mime meme?
Okay. It doesn't sound like we've gotten a mix. So far, the pop art and the blood painted ones have seemed the most appealing to me. The mime one seems more like it's one joke, which is the I'm trapped in a box thing. But the actual, like, in terms of actual gameplay, there's not an actual, really, an idea there. Are there any other kinds of mimes? A dancer? Oh, that's true. We didn't really think about that.
Oh, true. You could actually... Oh, I got a cool idea. It is kind of stolen from, once again, Dark Souls. Sorry, guys.
No, let's do it. It's still from everywhere.
But there is an... in Dark Souls 3, there's a really cool boss, and she's called the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. And it's this... I think, can you get it up on screen?
I'll have to go and dig it out.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, sorry. So it's basically she's this kind of almost snake-like creature, and then it's very much inspired by a ballet dancer, and she has these two, not really scythes, but these sort of blades which are curved, but are curved in. They're very artistic in a way, and she moves around. So she keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. I thought that was a really cool design boss.
Spin! That sounds like a rework on Garen.
Please don't yell into your microphone.
Because the way she spins is she just because Garen is just needing and it goes like wee.
Yes.
I can't turn around because of the cable, but she there we go. And she literally, I think if you can asking a lot from your production here, but if you can show the boss fight, she literally twists her torso around and she just spins and spins her blades, and the way she does it is really cool.
Okay. Okay, so that's got body contortion. Kiana's probably the one which I can think of that immediately comes to mind in terms of sort of dance style movement.
Yeah, she's like very spinny. When you said dancer, I was thinking about like silk dancers. So, I don't know, it's just a person in like a really skimpy, silky outfit. And they have like two silk rope thingies, and they can use them to, I don't know, latch onto enemies, and pull themselves closer, or pull the enemy closer, or I don't know, do the stuff that Camille does with her hookshot.
It sounds it sounds like quite a lot like older Kana, where she used to be more based around fans, and she had to tether and stuff. But I can see that sort of thing working. So that's kind of like I guess a kind of so we've got the silk dance from the Dance of the Boreal Valley under the sort of dancer style. Okay, are there any other ones which we want to sort of talk out as potential avenues to take? Because we're going to have to narrow down to one of them soon.
We could talk about the guy who made Galio, which was, oh my god, I forgot.
Is there
he has a name and he's important.
Okay.
He has a name and he's important.
You might be the best boy.
I was just googling Galio Smith, and apparently there are people named Galio?
I mean, why not? The name's gotta come from somewhere.
Oh my god, what's the same?
It doesn't seem like that's
Durand. It's Durand.
Okay. Oh, is it Durand's? No, that's Doran's. Okay.
Yeah, Doran is somebody. Doran is a guy from Ionia, and Durand is someone like he made Galio basically. So
I think you'll find it's Durand.
Durand.
Wait. So why are we going down this particular road?
I wanted to talk about the guy who made Galio because I think it could be someone who is like inspired by that and who makes little mini Gallios. So the person
sort of
is like a
style.
sort of a like he makes these little figurines, and they function kind of like Heimerdinger turrets, but they move around.
Okay.
And then they do things. So like each of his creations can do something different. Has like different range of movement and
kind of like old Yorick then.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounds so. Man, yeah, artsy champion really covers a huge range of different stuff, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
Because I actually never liked that Jin is technically like an art champion, even though that particular I like the way Jin is designed, but that particular aspect of he's very artsy is didn't really
He's
develop that
just
all that.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's
I think
crazy and he likes art.
I
That's
think it's
Mhm.
it's art in the sense that he's performative, uh,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not in the sense of being that he actually creates anything or does
Mm-hmm.
it, or it really has a meaningful part of his kit. It's just that's his kind of character is like a theater performer. But yeah, it does nothing to do with anything that he actually does.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got 5 different things here: blood painter, a mime, boo, pop art, the dancer of the Boreal Valley style, or silk dancer, and a sculptor who creates mini golems. So those are 5, 4, no 5. If we could throw out the mime and keep in the silk dancer, that's 5 different ideas. Are you guys drawn to any particular one of them?
Painter. I think that could be really good because we can make him really artsy. And I don't know. I feel like he has a place in the world of League of Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Are you feeling the blood painter as well, Xavier?
Yeah, I would. If you said we go for with the dance of the Boreal Valley, I mean, I always like that boss. If it's like like an almost homage to that one, I would say let's go for that one. But I would also love to go for the painter, so I'll go for painter.
Okay, cool. In which case, I'll copy out all of this text so we can just keep it. Actually, wait, no, it's gonna get taken away anyway. It'll be on the stream somewhere. I don't know. I'm logged in. Maybe we'll save this. Who knows? Alright, so we're going to go with the painter. I definitely think the idea of a body contorting, like, dancing champion would be really interesting, because League, certainly visually, League doesn't really have anything like that.
I think we can save that for another time. Save that concept because I
sure.
like the concept, but maybe not for this particular champion.
Alright, Benny's voting for the painter as well, so fair enough. That seems to be fairly strong. I'm glad we at least went and tried out some different stuff, because I think the Boreal thing is something to come back to. I also like the idea of a sculptor who makes mini golems and things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should probably do a minion summoner at some point, because it's one of those champion types that has been forgotten about for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so if we're going to go for the Emu, so Vladimir's followers, so what kind of abilities would you guys expect a blood painter to have?
Well, I'm guessing does he spray blood? Does he have like a thing where he will literally spray blood at someone?
I think one of his
Potentially.
abilities should be called drawing blood or blood draw.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, so we're looking at this older game called Okami before coming on stream, because it directly relates to one of the more unique ways of having art as part of a game, as a combat system. In Okami, the way which you do some of the moves is you would, there's lots of sort of drawing lines over things to hurt them or whatever, but you can also, when you're doing sort of special moves, you have to sort of like draw out the symbol in that kind of way,
Mm-hmm.
and then it does the effect. Oop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's potentially a thing to consider if we went down the drawing angle specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I like the blood draw. It's nice. It's a pun. It makes sense. Anything else?
I'm thinking what's something else we can actually do. So he's a painter, right? Does he have something? Does he have a sort of brush, or is it purely that he will, like Vladimir, like have sort of telekinetic ability over the blood?
I think it would make sense for someone who's really new to the Sanguine arts to have a sort of medium to use the blood with.
like a. It could be more of a wand than a brush.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
but they use it like a brush.
Yes. Okay, so it's wand. Use like a paintbrush. Because I was thinking, throw a bucket of paint on your enemy.
Hell yeah!
Hell yes.
That could be a taunt. That could be a taunt.
Yeah.
All right, so that's probably more of a visual thing.
There is I remember, I keep getting off track. I'll try and minimize it. But there's this very cool thing in God of War, in God of War 3, where there's an achievement where you have so many buckets of blood drowsed onto you.
All right, let's keep the buckets of blood in here because that's pretty fun. And throwing paint in a bucket at a canvas is a very on-brand thing for this kind of idea. So it's not like that's a crazy thing to.
They could have like a little satchel where they have sort of vials of blood. So maybe it's not a bucket, but it's like little vials, and when they get frustrated or something, they just throw the entire thing around, and it like leaves a sort of a big splotch of blood instead of a very precise little line.
Okay. Imprecise throw in that pattern. So if we think to games like Diablo, there are effects which just aren't in League of Legends. For instance, there's no AoE effect that I'm aware of that pots down, say, 3 small AoEs in like a pattern or anything. They're all just lines or circles, or I guess I don't think there's shady squares, but like to have something which is like a sort of a cluster grenade sort of effect.
Oh, so Ziggs.
Well, Ziggs bombs bounce.
No, I mean is it the E, not the satchel charge, but like the little minefield?
Yeah, the minefield is probably the closest I can think of, even though that is also a circular AoE, but just broken up into lots of different bits.
Okay, maybe Teemo shrooms.
Yeah,
Sort of,
I guess. Yeah, you're not wrong in that regard.
Moon Knight wants to paint your face with different colours or patterns that activate different powers.
Ooh,
oh my gosh,
that's a cool idea.
That's a cool idea.
I like it. Alright,
but does it fit the blood painter?
Not super well immediately, but just imagine an ability where you activate it and just giant face just obscures your whole screen, and you have to draw on it, and then everyone in the lobby votes on how good you thought they were.
I like it.
Yeah, really good.
Alright, we'll leave that in as a potential thing.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got. So right now we've kind of got, I guess, spray and buckets of blood are kind of sort of roughly sort of in the same kind of area.
Yeah.
So the thing which I kind of was thinking about with the blood draw was that right now, in terms of like user interface, you so currently with say a Vladimir Q, sorry, not a Vladimir Q, a Victor Death Laser, you kind of you click, and then you drag to here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the idea that maybe you could have something that used that a couple of times, so that you could draw like from there to there to there, and then I don't know quite how far this whole thing would sort of stretch.
You can have something what they did with old, because right now Rumble's Q and Rumble's E, where his harpoon has like an ammo system now, but it used to be when it was on cooldown you could fire 2, and then it became you had a full cooldown timer, and when the cooldown timer was done you had another 2, so you could say, okay, you have a cooldown timer, but you instantly get like 3 activations from it within a certain, you need to activate them of course within a certain period of time. But
okay, yeah, I like that. So ammo system, yeah, maybe you can maybe if it had a very generous kind of glyph system where you could, if you drew like a glyph on the ground with it, that it had some kind of extra effect. I like Moon Knight said a nice idea. The draw a pet.
Draw something and it comes to life. I think it has its limitations, but I feel like it could be a cool idea that he has a summon of some sort.
Yes, I mean, it would be more like a thematic excuse for him having a summon than it would be an actual thing where you did any real art, but I think it's a decent excuse. Art... Wait, I'm going to write that.
Artemokinesis?
Is that Is that
It's
like,
no, it's not. But it's art, emo, and kinesis. So it's like
oh, it's weather manipulation.
Oh,
no. Wait,
I-
what?
I thought he was just has the ability to control Teemos. My bad.
Oh, so atmokinesis is weather manipulation. Atmokinesis isn't a thing that exists, but I presume it's a play on that.
Maybe
Art
it's
manipulation.
It's emotional art manipulation.
Okay.
I
mean,
like it.
Yeah,
That's
I think that's a cool. That's already a
Mhm.
good ability name.
Artemokinesis. No, it's art and emo.
Emo. Kinesis.
Kin- what?
Is that right?
It's written kinesis actually. So Kinesis.
Okay, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, 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 yep.
Oh, I see. I got thrown off because Moon Knight spelled it with the E in the middle. Alright.
Happens to the best of us.
Okay. So, I mean,
Cool. I like that.
yeah, it's a good name. So Drawn to Life is a pet summon. So paint your face, probably not, but it's a thing. I'll put all of the maybes up at the top. Okay. So, do you guys have
Buckets.
any? Hmm?
Buckets of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Do you guys have any idea of, based on what we've sort of been talking about so far, what kind of champion this one would be?
Bruiser.
Yeah, I'm guessing like a bruiser or a ability heavy fighter like a Riven or something would be. I'm guessing, but I like a bruiser.
Or it could be a control mage, like Ariana or Victor.
Yeah, can also be case made for that one.
It
Okay.
depends how we work out the abilities.
Okay, so if we keep those two things in mind as the kinds of things that we're kind of be looking towards,
Mhm.
then I think that'll be helpful to just have that in mind. Before we start designing all abilities and just be like, well, whoa, what does any of this stuff do? Okay, so, I mean, if I get my way, the blood draw thing will be ludicrously complicated.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
That you have to literally, like, learn. I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that. Let's see if we can get a ability in first. Do you guys have any particular are you drawn to any of the abilities to start talking about first of all?
Can I have a quick caveat here? I actually like the idea of an AP bruiser because there aren't really a lot of AP bruisers in the game. The only thing I really think of is Mordekaiser and maybe Maokai.
Silence.
Silas, yes, Silas actually fits that one as well. Yeah. So I think there's room for another AP bruiser where you say I can go off tankish,
Mhm.
kinda, and you have a versatility in your build.
Yeah, I like the idea. So
Nice.
okay, so if we
Wait, isn't Vladimir supposed to be an AP bruiser?
It feels more like a mage to me, doesn't he?
But like lots of his build paths sort of involve Spirit's Visage at least, and then all of the other.
he definitely
I
is
don't know.
tanky mage.
He's more an assassin. Okay,
Betty!
Benny. What the heck?
Betty, you're killing me, Betty. There's no spatulas around here. All right, well let's see if we can get some abilities done anyway, and I guess we'll worry about like itemization and stuff a little bit later on. So, do any of you guys have any ideas for any of the stuff we've got so far in terms of expanding it out at all?
Well, so he's kind of like a bruiser. So, let me think. Probably like a jungler or a top laner then.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. So, let me think. We can give him. Do we want to make him slow, or do you want to make him like let him have some ability?
Well, I think the thing is, with having him be kind of a Vladimir adjacent personality,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the most obvious thing here is to try and avoid just making Vladimir again.
Yes. Don't do the Seraphine so nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess faster would be certainly. So I mean, so Vladimir's thing is that he sustains, he gets out of trouble, then eventually blows everybody up after given enough time. I mean, if we wanted to just be as contrary as possible, we could literally just reverse everything about Vladimir and make them about this champion.
So if Vladimir is about sustain and like sort of like staying in lane and farming and stuff like that, maybe this one could be like very hot-headed, and they're just trying to get into fights to prove themselves.
Okay.
So lots of their abilities only work if they stay in a fight, or like if they stay active using their abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does fit. It does fit in well with the emo kind of deal where he's like, I want to prove myself to this mentor I have.
Yeah, I like that. Like, if we did go down the whole like blood resource idea, then I think that could potentially work quite well with that.
Oh, so they could maybe use their own blood at first, but they can gain more blood as a resource from attacking enemies. So if he doesn't stay in a fight, he can only use his own HP, for example, to stay in lane. And if he uses too much of his HP, then he will just get murderized by whoever he's up against.
Oh, so he uses HP as the resource rather than mana.
I think so. I think that could be cool. And then, like, if he attacks people, he instead uses like, there could be a conversion rate from like the damage he deals to the blood that he can use.
Yeah, no, I kind of like the idea where it's so it's a payoff basically. So yes, you can build tanky, but if you build tanky, you will also do a bit more damage, I'm guessing then, because you use more of your HP.
Yeah, you use it's like a sort of risk reward kind of thing. You can be lower damage but more reliable. Yes, it is. I think, Benny, there's definitely some elements of old Mordekaiser in there. Mike says maybe it could be a jungler sacrificing the jungle to impress Vladimir. Certainly a jungler would let them get into fights quite a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they would love to counter jungle, and like in the process just to kill the enemy jungler. And they also really like to gank because it sets them up for fights really well. But the jungling itself, so like killing jungle monsters and stuff, isn't their number one priority because they would use too much of their own resources to do the thing.
So you want to really emphasis on, if you're a jungler, to try and invade because you want to fight as long as possible.
Yeah, I like the idea. That's a pretty neat concept. Yeah, it's someone who's specifically... Okay, yeah, that seems like there's a lot of interesting stuff there. Oh gosh, the erase tool is really rubbish in this. I don't know what's... Why?
Yeah, it is kind of iffy sometimes.
Okay, so I think that's a really neat idea, and I suspect we could probably do this the whole sort of HP and blood meter thing, do some very interesting stuff there. I realise now this is probably like exactly the wrong way to lay this out, so I'm going to move everything which we're not sure about to the bottom, rather than hang it right at the top. So okay, I think that idea is cool. Do we have a... So if we're going to go for a jungler, what kind of abilities... I mean, we've got I guess the pet summon would be a fairly obvious place to start for a jungler. All I can really think of is Malzahar jungle when that was a thing.
Yeah, it could be really small pets.
Oh, how about this? What about a pet that is... you can choose to sacrifice a certain amount of HP or blood to, that you hold down the key for as long as you want to summon it for, and it takes more HP or blood. And...
Yeah, because it does kind of... It does... Because Vladimir's E does kind of... the longer you hold it down, the more damage you will do. So I kind of like it where the longer you hold it down, the stronger your summon will be, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yes,
yeah.
but the more HP you're also sacrificing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
So, if you do it when you're not in a fight, then you sacrifice your own HP. But if you do it like in a team fight, for example, when you're, I don't know, thrown into a team fight at Baron or whatever, you can deal damage to enemy champions, and then if you press the button to summon a pet, all the enemies that you have damaged within the last 2 or 3 seconds will have their blood drawn and used for the pet summon. So you can just make a ginormous blood blob.
Yeah, well, the thing is, well, like, if it's... I mean, the most obvious way to go, which I think we should hopefully come up with something a bit more creative than this, but is a blood golem.
Yep.
I mean, if the passive, like, gives artsy art guy blood for when enemies take damage, then the blood golem itself could then be gathering blood while it's whapping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sure.
Peter, I don't know if you saw, but I sent you some links to the Legends of Runeterra cards.
Oh,
for some
no,
of
I didn't.
It's some of the Crimson followers.
Oh yeah, I love the Crimson guys. Oh, where did you send them?
The general chat. Oh no, the stream plan.
Okay, so yes, let's get some of this stuff up on the stream, because these guys are probably our closest approximation of what we're kind of going for visually here. So we've got the Crimson Awakener.
Yeah, I think that guy is probably closest to the artsy arts guy, because he also has this sort of smug phase, and he's doing the little wavy with the blood and stuff.
Okay, I'll just get these up in here so we can get. I think I really like that idea. That makes a lot of sense, because we've already got like a pre-existing setup with sort of Vladimir's followers. So, oh wait, that didn't work. So yeah, I think that would make sense. Open image and new tab. Is it gonna work? Oh no, this sorry. All right, while I get that sorted out, you guys should just talk for a little bit, and I'll come back in once I've got this sorted.
So with the blood draw, Peter, you wanted to do some sort of glyph style that you can draw underground that does different things. I think we're getting back into the passives of territory here.
I think it would probably need to be fairly straightforward, like in terms of if it was going to be a sort of a glyph drawing system, that it would need to be a line, and then it would sort of I guess at that point that the line would then sort of light up with ghost lines coming off it, showing where you could put extra lines to get some kind of extra effect.
I think maybe it would just be easier to do the ammo system instead of like having set glyphs that you can draw along. But it's kind of like the miasma from Casio, where you can you can't manipulate the miasma, I know that, but it could just have a similar effect where it's an area denial, and it deals some sort of minor damage when people step on it, but you can use it to slow down people or keep them in an area or keep them from entering an area.
Yeah.
That could be really useful for a jungler. Gank setup and stuff.
Yeah, and also like, because junglers often want to deny a certain zone, because you want to contest over dragons and barons, well, mostly dragons actually. So because of that, you're denying an entrance. So I think that's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, I could live with that.
Cool.
So this is the what is this?
The blood draw.
Oh yeah, that's right. So maybe it's like, I don't know, like a bubbling blood line or something. And I guess it does damage and maybe slows.
Yep. But it's not a grounding effect.
No.
I think that would be too strong.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, it's like you've got a bunch of very small Rumble ultimates.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, and yes, we take the assumption that all the abilities here. I should just get rid of aristocrat and put this one in. If we assume that all of these abilities are bloody.
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 It's the raise tool is now just like taking
The
priority. over.
bloody erase tool.
Bloody eraser! Ah!
That's that's really on brand.
The bloody eraser.
No, but you could say some bloody awful things.
Yeah, okay, let's make a section for silly quotes.
Yeah, I think it's just
Yay!
bloody. It might be bloody annoying to play against.
Bloody awful, bloody annoying,
Bloody hell.
bloody hell, love. Can you get blood meter from epic monsters? I think it would seem to make sense that this stuff should work on monsters in some way. Otherwise, he's going to be a terrible jungler.
Maybe just epic monsters, so that you have like some sort of trouble, with early clears. But you could essentially, like, if you're, I don't know, level
Yeah,
16, you can solo Drake.
What you can maybe do is where you say that his passive, like, or the thing where the longer he will stay in, we haven't figured it out yet. So he wants to stay in long fights, but it doesn't work against jungle monsters. But you can say, well, it works against epic monsters, for example, like the dragon and the Shelly. So he will
Okay,
be
so they
really
can still
good at
fight
doing
around the major ones.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay, so it doesn't work on minions and monsters, except epic monsters. Okay, cool.
Nice.
That works for me. Murderize. Wait, that's a command? I don't think it's a command. Hope
It
not.
should be a command.
Murder.
I should make it a command on my stream. Maybe at some point.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a pretty decent place to go with that one. Like, it's not quite as wild as I would have wanted it to be, but
We don't have to make everything super
Yeah, I
wild.
was just gonna say. So first, every week we get criticism. No, this is way too complicated. Wait, and it's like, oh,
Wait,
this
have we
is-
Who
ever
complained about
been
this?
criticized? I don't
No.
think anyone has ever said that. We've done
I mean,
too
we
many
opened it to the
complicated
floor to now criticize.
things. Okay, so I think we got the blood draw down pretty much. I think it's a good ability, and I like the name.
Yeah.
So do we stay with, like, I don't know, buckets of blood? Is that still a thing that we want to do?
Can we? I'm thinking of what's a good buckets of blood. We can say kind of affects a person and then call it B negative.
I like that.
Because he's an emo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
okay. I like it. It's so this is so B negative is 100% some sort of debuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so right now we've got we've already gone somewhat towards the area control idea with the blood draw. In that if you're not controlling areas with it, then what are you doing? So let's stick this guy down the corner so you can just hang out with the quotes.
It could be, so the passive of the of being negative is that each of your auto attacks applies I don't know, a sort of little mark, and the active is that you consume the marks, and for every mark consumed, the person that had all the marks on them gets a debuff of some sort.
Yeah, so it's you're constantly applying marks on someone, and if you, for example, hit an ability on that person, you consume a mark, but as long as you're in combat, the marks don't go away. Something along those lines. Then.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That's an interesting idea. Okay,
So
so
maybe-
it's like a Darius bleed kind of effect, sort of.
Yeah, but you can consume the bleed for something. Or maybe you
Okay.
can
So
consume the bleed to heal yourself a little bit. Because he doesn't have a self-heal currently.
Okay, so it's an on-hit stacking effect.
Yep.
That you can that enhances. So maybe does it enhance the damage and therefore sort of blood drain of your other abilities, but then or you can consume it just for the heal.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Damage of your other abilities. Active heals. AAG. So Benny has some ideas. Maybe AD or AP reduction of the enemies. Maybe some move speed.
Yeah, we need something like that.
Mhm.
Move speed specifically because he doesn't have a lot of mobility currently.
Oh, I think Benny was talking about in terms of the beam negative effect.
That could be good too. So maybe it doesn't enhance your abilities, but decreases their abilities.
You can say whenever every time he consumes a stack from someone, the person who he got the stack from gets slowed or something.
But we already have slow with the Q.
Oh yeah, we already have slow. Yeah, true. No, you're right.
But the more stacks they have, the less damage they deal. So you have this like trade-off when you're in a fight, that you.
Also, it decreases. It's a damage debuff for them.
Yeah, it's a damage debuff for them.
Mhm.
So you either want to have the enemy deal less damage to you and your like the laner that you're ganking, or you want to heal yourself.
It's actually quite good because if you're like this off tank, you kind of want to apply that damage debuff on a carry. So so it's very important for you then to kind of build off tank as we discussed before. But if you're able to get on the carry, that's exactly where you need to be. You're not an assassin, but you're trying to keep them busy, and you're trying to make sure they're not in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it definitely has a lot to share with a Trundle and Tryndamere. Yeah, I like as well. There's if it's an effect that decreases the damage of the enemy, it's got a nice reverse parallel with Vladimir's damage amp effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So now we need a gap closer. Welcome, Leon.
Hello, Leon. Happy Bean Day. I mean, every day's a Bean Day. So
every day is Bean Day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So we have got the draw to life thing as well, but Artemo Kinesis seems like a pretty good ultimate name.
Yes, I think that's better than draw to life. No offense.
No.
But it's like it means the same thing. It's just a fancy term.
Yeah. Oh, you mean in terms of so we haven't sort of figured out necessarily what kind of. Well, maybe we should start designing from ultimate backwards. I don't know, but like, what kind of ultimate artsy art guy is going to even have?
Yeah, actually, it's one of the first times where I'm not really sure what kind of ultimate we should give this guy.
It could be some sort of self-enhancing, breakout sort of thing. You know how like emo kids are like all sort of quiet and brooding and stuff, and then they have this moment where they snap and they're just all hell breaks loose.
Okay, well, so that would be probably very similar to a Swain super form.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
sort of, yeah.
That could work.
It involves a lot of blood, so it's like really, really scary.
Bloodnado.
Bloodnado.
Yes, that's a good working title. I like it.
Well, so I do think the thing would work here, though. It sounds very dangerously like it's literally just Swain's ultimate.
Okay, let me think. So he kind of drains blood from everyone around him, then, right?
That would seem like the obvious way to go with it, though. I mean, Vladimir does that with his ult as well. That the proc like sucks health back to him.
Yeah. Okay, how do we make something different, or different enough at least?
We haven't used the paint bucket idea as of yet.
Mike
true.
says a cloud of blood rain.
Blood Rain's a good name.
That
Like
that could be fun. That could be
Mhm.
really
something,
cool.
something like a Victor Chaos Storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of. But it's like it could be. Can you control the Chaos Storm, or do you just
You
set
can,
it
yeah.
on one
Yeah,
champion?
you can control a Chaos Storm.
Oh, okay.
So I think weather as an ability is somewhat underutilized. The Chaos Storm, unfortunately, sort of, it's always going to be quite hard for it not to be similar to Chaos Storm if it's like a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
What about? I was thinking about something like a large AOE, the Forge God,
Ah,
where
Yes.
it actually like made a storm in a large area.
like GP old.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can set it everywhere on the map.
Yeah, you can make it like semi-globally or global if it's too. Yeah. No, I
Mhm.
like it.
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool. That's cool.
Okay, so if we go for the Blood Rain, like it's a good title. I'm sure it's been lots of things. So Gangplank sized AOE, but what would the AOE do?
Mm.
I mean, it could just be Gangplank's ultimate, which is the danger.
Maybe it's. I also kind of don't want to make like a shockwave or like a chaos storm. But it can kind of, it sucks everything into a certain pool, and if you stay in a pool when a popping effect goes, that's bad.
Oh, so more like the blood. So actually, let's keep the Blood Nado in there as well, because I think that's another like that's
Blood NATO.
because that sounds like a somewhat different ability. So we can try and develop both of them out. So it's
Oh
tornado.
yes, it applies max blood stacks on enemies. So max B negative stacks.
Yeah.
That could be one effect, and then maybe we need some damage in there.
It could, I think maybe instead of max B negative stats, it applies them over time. So if you stay in there, then you get them.
Yeah.
So the blood, I think Blood Nado is such a fun ability name that it's kind of hard to turn down.
Yeah, but like
We did actually do a champion who had a tornado one before, which was the this season, which was the Siren.
Nagageboris,
Yeah.
But we also already have so many abilities. We have a passive, we have the blood draw, and the B negative, and the pet summon, and now we have an ultimate. Where do you want to fit the Blood NATO in?
Oh no, it would be that. So that would probably be an alternate to Blood Rain rather than a on top.
Oh,
of it.
okay.
I just didn't want to like put the idea out without really considering it. But okay, so the tornado one, if we can think of a different way to make it not just the same as the whirlpool, which we did before, because otherwise it would literally just be the same ability. Can you think of? Well, can either of you guys think of any ways to do stuff with a tornado that's not just pulling into the center?
It could be like Janitor Nados, where it knocks people up.
Oh, like yeah, sort of like a okay, so sort of a moving knock up. Actually, that's quite a standard sort of video gamey idea, isn't it? Like a tornado that's kind of you put it in a place, it just moves around randomly, and if it hits you, it knocks you up.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it'd have cows in it as well.
Yay! You fight like a cow.
You damn dude, you bloody cows.
Okay, so I mean that kind of works. It's like I don't know. What are you guys feeling? Do we go for a secret? What are you feeling more? Blood Rain or Blood NATO? Or Blood Apocalypse? Which is an ability that doesn't exist yet, but could be.
Blood Apocalypse.
Benny likes the rain better, but what about you guys?
He still doesn't have a gap closer. He's a jungler. How is he supposed to get places?
Ah, that's true. That's true.
Well, he does have the mini rumble ults to put behind people.
Yeah,
Oh,
but how
you
does
can-
he get
no,
there?
you can say that his blood draw, because it's an area on the ground. You can say that he gets like a movement speed buff when he's on that area.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Oh, so maybe if we make the blood rain a thing, it could also, besides stacking B negative stats, it could like put blood draw spots on the ground,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
cover an area in blood for a certain time, and in that area, the champion has increased movement speed.
Yeah, he could just, like, honestly, probably the most easy way of doing it is just being that he gains the blood draw movement speed while inside it.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it's not a circular thingy, but we could make up a fun pattern to like put in.
Well, I did have the idea of, like, if we wanted to try and separate it a little bit from the Gangplank Ultimate, like, what about... So, if we go back to the whole Forge God thing, maybe it's a slow-moving cloud that you choose a start and an end point for it. It sort of moves across that area slowly. And you could have it sort of... you can have it just stay more or less in place by choosing the same place twice. But you can also have it move around so you can do more interesting stuff with it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Sure. I think I like that idea.
Oh, maybe on first old level you only have one spot to put it in, and then second one you can put it in. Or like you have two lines that you can move it in, and then on third, like max old points, you have 3 lines that you can draw to put the cloud through.
I like the idea. How would the 3 lines thing work? So if you've got 2 points, it moves between those 2 points. With the 3, would it be that it goes to the second point, then goes to the third point?
So you have, I don't know, you would put 2 points down, and then it would like move like from the first point to the second, and then you put the third one down, and it just moves there, and then it would move either backwards, or that's weird. It could move back to the first one and like create a big triangle.
Okay. It's an interesting idea. Like, I guess you've got more sort of tactical flexibility there because you know where the blood rain is going to be going. Versus the Cypress when you don't. You could do some fun stuff with that, because presumably if you made each leg of the trip shorter, then it would start cycling around faster.
Oh yeah, so
Yes.
you can say it's like it starts up slow, but then it goes faster and faster. Like as soon as it hits like a connection point, like an angle, it will speed up.
Oh yeah, I like that. So yeah, you've got like a... That seems like there would be quite a lot of interesting stuff you could do there.
Just like
Yep.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, and then like if you time it right, so maybe it does the whole going around between the points for a set amount of time instead of a set amount of repetitions. So if you have like for a max level, you have I don't know, your ult up for 8 seconds maybe. It would go like and go faster for 8 seconds.
Sorry, oh my gosh. I'm trying to get rid of this bloody eraser.
I'm so sorry.
Eraser.
Still, we need to find a new tool.
No.
This one is just, that's so annoying. But yeah, I think that's a really interesting way of using that ability. So it's basically just like a more fun version of a Gangplank Ultimate.
Yeah.
I like it. So now we need names, and we need a name for the artsy art person. And we need some more quotes. And then we're done.
Yeah, it's a really fast episode.
It's not actually.
Isn't it? Oh no,
It's like
it isn't.
No, we were an hour long.
Oh wow, well, it's not. Okay.
It means we were obviously having fun when we were doing it.
I like Sanguine arts for the passive because it ties in with the whole Crimson cult around Victor, Vladimir. I mean, oh god, yeah, it's a fun term.
Yeah.
Do we want to use the term Artimokinesis, or do we want to stick with Door to Life?
I mean, either's fine. Like, I think artimokinesis is
It's
hard to say. Artimokinesis. Just make a tiny Timo.
Okay, maybe we can't use automokinesis. I'm sorry, Panid, but
I mean,
nobody can say it. That's like an Ilawi level spell name.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we haven't done a huge amount with the golem thing. I mean, I think the idea of a summon that you can choose how powerful it is, because presumably while he's also summoning the pet, he's going to be sort of disabled.
Yes.
I think you'll find it's differently abled.
Oh boy.
Sorry. I'll stop now.
It's okay.
No, we need the silly jokes, otherwise, what are we even alive for?
Nice.
Yeah, so he channels. I think that's a cool mechanic, which I haven't seen on any League of Legends champion.
I like it.
I
That's
like
nice.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah, it's like you've got several sort of themes of sacrifice set up in that. Can we think of anything the pet does? So if we just have the assumption that every one of the abilities does, some amount of blood drain, is there anything creative we can throw in on the drawn to life pet?
It could also apply B negative stats.
Yeah.
Sacks. I mean, yes.
At the moment, it's basically Tibbers.
Yeah, but maybe that's not the worst thing, because Daisy is also basically Tibbers, except she knocks people up.
Yes, that's true. I mean, I'm not sure anyone's really necessarily praising Ivern's design as being the best design. But we haven't actually established. So we've got Blood Golem as the most obvious one. I feel like we need to do better. We are better people. We can come up with something more interesting.
It
than
could be a
Blood Guy.
wolf. It could be a wolf because
Okay. Persuade me.
the whole Crimson Cold right now is in Noxus, and Noxus is state animal. What's that called?
Yeah, it's kind of like a state. A region? Yeah.
No, what do you call, like, the regional animal? I think.
National
They're-
animal, whatever.
Nation-
Yeah.
Yeah,
national
their number one good boy is a wolf.
It's a number one good boy. I like it.
So it could be a wolf, but that could be too close to Kindred and Wolf.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, Lamb and like Wolf, I never really felt that they nailed down Wolf. But they did, because she's kind of like an aspect of death, Kindred, and she is like because death can be bitter and sweet, because it is relief in a way, but it is also Wolf taking you. But the thing where Lamb gives you.
Wolf
you the thing-
represents the hunt.
Yeah, Wolf
or,
represents a hunt, but it
oh.
doesn't really feel like he does.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And I think maybe we could just
We could use the Feral Firewolf.
what are you writing? Okay. Yeah, we could maybe make the Crimson Wolf sort of like an engage tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you channel to create the wolf, and then the first thing that the wolf does is leap a short distance,
Okay.
like a
yeah.
set distance. So if you channel and create the wolf right before or right as you're ganking, it could leap towards the enemy, and like, I don't know,
So it's
maybe
like
their first hit is the strongest, and then all the other ones just apply the B negative stacks.
I do like the idea of making them somewhat
I think that's not a
disposable.
bad idea.
Do you control the wolf with the alt click? I think.
Yes, you control the wolf with alt click, just
Yeah.
like all the other pets.
I'm voting a yes.
I mean, I was feeling more like no, but I seem to have already been outvoted. So.
Hey, you're muted.
Pete, for Pete's sake.
Peter!
That's weird. I must have accidentally pressed M at some point.
Oh, beans.
All right. Yeah. So I was kind of like off. The thing was, the reason that I was against the idea of the wolf being controllable is I get the impression that the Crimson Wolf is fairly disposable in terms of gameplay. So if you're going to be like using them in a fight, I think a lot of time you wouldn't be directly controlling them anyway.
Oh, and also it's not an ultimate, so you could potentially make more than one Crimson Wolf per fight,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
it would be really confusing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a lot of the time, if the Crimson Wolf just attacked whatever the sort of the closest enemy that you're attacking is, or anything that attacks it, like that kind of area would probably cover you for most things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because yeah, if I think that definitely works better if you're going to be making a bunch of them. Okay, so attacks first enemy. Should it be the first enemy that comes within range?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
So that if you're ganking bot, your support can sacrifice themselves for your support can sacrifice you.
Oh, that's gonna be some fun interactions right there.
Okay, so maybe it attacks the first enemy champion, so it doesn't just end up spending it on every gank attacking the minions on the way.
The cannon minion.
Yes. It's like, hold on, Pa. I'm getting you some farm, taxing you to lane.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. There's a little bit more going on with the wolf. I think that would in itself is kind of a fun idea. Especially because if you attack the thing the wolf is attacking, then you're going to start your B negative stacks
Woof, woof.
a lot. Also, you can say woof woof. A woof. A woof. Yes, so it prioritizes champions, Benny. I think that's probably makes sense to have it feel less frustrating to play with. Because if you ganked and it just wandered off and just like start attacking minions, it'd be a bit rubbish. I guess maybe it priors. I know the Maltar minion's AI is a little bit wonky, but I guess maybe it can be retargeted with auto attacks. Okay, so we really need, primarily at this point, so we've got quotes, all of our quotes were awful, and I feel like this is probably a...
Aren't they always?
Xavier, I feel like you're in the space to do our quotes today, so...
Am I?
I mean, you had the haircut for it, so...
Okay, it's fine, because it took so much convincing, I'll do it.
Do you want to add anything onto those series of low-effort bloody jokes?
Let me take a look, let me think. How many
Have
puns
some
do you
art
want?
jokes, maybe?
Yeah, true.
Chat, help us out here, otherwise all of
Also,
our jokes are
give
gonna
us
be
a
rubbish.
name. We
Oh,
can't
yeah,
keep
name.
calling
Name.
them.
What's like a very emo name?
Okay.
Emo names.
Benny had the sucking up to Vladimir line. His name is Hans.
Hans. Hans.
I like the
We
idea
can
of the
have,
do you see what I did, but maybe just a bit more sophisticated than that.
Or like Willow?
Willow.
Willow.
No?
Huh?
Mm,
Isn't Willow a girl's name?
generally. But, well,
Isn't
what was you
that
thinking
this-
there?
Isn't Willow the name of Will Smith's daughter?
Is it?
Probably, yes. I think so.
I think so.
Okay, so no Willow.
Yes. So we got Hans or Willow. I'm not seeing like the reasoning for each one yet. I'm really
No, they're-
holding out for like a terrible joke name. Wait,
It could-
to thesaurus.com and type
Yes.
in blood. Blood thesaurus. Okay, this is almost certainly how it's actually done. So juice clot. He could be the hemogoblin. He could
He
be
could be-
hemogoblin.
The Hemogoblin.
He could be the juice goblin.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is actually quite a good one. How do you even say that? Cruor. Sanguinus is a condition of physical life. Cruor, the symbol of death by slaughter.
As
Cruor.
Vermin tomato sauce goblin. Yes.
Tomato sauce goblin.
Oh wait, what's actually I have an idea. Okay, so damn it, Sangue. Actually, so I looked
Sangai.
up blood. Yeah, blood in Romanian. So where the language that is spoken in Transylvania, where originally Dracula came from, and blood in Romanian is Sangue.
Sangai.
I don't know how well it fits, like thematically, but it's not super clever.
I mean, it's functional.
It's
Be
functional.
Sergey.
Sergey, yeah.
Sergei's a bit real worldy for me.
But Vladimir isn't.
Yeah, but Vladimir isn't.
And Victor isn't either.
Yeah.
There are some real worldly names.
Not many of them though.
In the video game.
The video game. The video game we all love.
We're just gonna keep looking.
Erasmus the Sanguine Painter. I think.
What about Dexter? What about Dexter?
I think the Sanguine Painter's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a lot of the stuff. It's pretty on the nose, but like that's not necessarily terrible.
No, I don't think it's like because some of the stuff is, for example, I always give this example, but brand is literally fire, so it's very much on the nose sometimes. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad because it really explains a character thematically very quickly to an audience.
Yes, I kind of like Salvador from Mike.
Salvador,
like something like Salvador.
Yeah, we can make him like the Spanish.
Ooh, yeah, as in Salvador.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Okay, let's collect artist names. So we got Dali, we got Picasso, Vincent. What else is there?
Rubens, but I don't know.
Vincent does
Peter
work.
Paul.
Vincent does work relatively well for this kind of person.
Yeah, because we got Vladimir, Victor, and Vincent.
Okay, let me take a look.
Vincento? Yeah?
Vincento.
I don't like it.
Nice.
It's more fun.
He could have an Italian accent, and then he could make some jokes about forbidden tomato sauce. Because as an Italian, he's by law required to talk about tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean this is.
His joke can be somewhere along the lines where he stirs something up and then that isn't blood. It's tomato juice.
It's a sauce for my spaghetti.
It's a sauce.
Oh my gosh. This is where your resolve as a host is tested. He's not a cook. He's not a cook. He's a painter.
Cook next time.
No, we're not having offensive Italian
It's a mama's recipe.
I will cook him with some fava beans and my mama's recipe.
You people are awful.
Oh, we're not.
They'll love it. They'll love it.
I'm just disavowing both of you.
You would think it's tomato sauce.
I like my steak bloody.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's straightforward.
Very straightforward. I mean, I think there are loads, but...
There you go. That's a little bit more subtle. But with this isn't tomato sauce. We do need some art puns, you're correct, Benny.
Some art puns.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
So, there's this pun that Ash makes with her new skin. I can outdraw anyone, mechanically or otherwise. But since Ash already does it with her new skin, it doesn't really work anymore.
Okay. I've got a really rough joke.
I can draw you like one of my French girls.
Yes! We're never gonna get that approved, but I like it.
I mean, we can't use French girls because France doesn't exist in Runeterra.
What do you mean? Yeah, because Fiora isn't France. Yeah, French. Sure she isn't.
She never says anything about France.
I long for a worthy opponent.
Sure, we're wanting to make this guy Italian, and Italy doesn't exist in Runeterra either.
True.
I think Draw You Like One of My Noxing Girls is fine.
Yes.
Yeah, draw me like one of your Noxian girls. I think that's okay.
Okay. So we're up to 7 quotes already. We don't have a specific art pun. Quick, to Google. Artpuns.com is our official website. Punpedia.
Universe without France, what a dream. Nice.
Oh, there we go.
I will not comment on that
Wow,
one.
Punpedia's got some good stuff in here. So it's just basically just like a whole bunch of ways you could use any kind of art terms.
Ooh.
So like fighting tooth and draw. All drawn and no brains. Party till drawn.
Ooh, I like party till drawn. I think that's really clever.
Good job, Punpedia.org.
Maybe it's not party, but fighting.
We'll fight for our right to
You
party.
You brought your guns to an art class?
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
My art isn't basic, but you are. Nah.
Mhm.
Nah.
Oh my gosh, I can't spell anything.
Oh,
You're...
I practice the martial arts. Huh?
Sure, why not? I don't have any shame.
Oh, I once had an art contest with someone else. It ended in a draw.
That's so good. I love it.
Okay, I'll make it a bit shorter. Okay. Yeah, I think that's actually a very believable level of awful joke that could be in the real game.
I enjoy
alright.
all of this.
So now we need the quote section, so I will turn off the music,
Oh. But no, I'm not gonna put. I don't have any idea of like Italian accents, but I'm gonna try and give him an accent. Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
So
wait,
he's okay. So get in character. So he's this young emo guy. He wants to prove himself. Is he like Kane, enthusiastic, or is he really emo? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
He's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
emo, but
Really like over the top, serious. Then I guess.
sort of. But there's like a hint of the fact that he's just too young for all of this.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with Bloody Awful then, or
Yep, just go for as many of them as you can before you give up out of shame.
Okay. I would go. Okay, let's see the accent. The accent. No, let's go for the. No, that's really bad. No, I can't do that. It's really bad. It is. That's bloody awful. I like my steak bloody. You brought your guns to an art class? He's bloody annoying. This isn't tomato sauce. I practice the martial arts. I can draw you like one of my Noxian girls. My last art contest ended in a draw. Did you see what I did? We'll be fighting till drawn. That was very low energy.
Nice.
It was very low energy, I know. But
it
makes
fits the
for a good
character.
clip.
I really liked it.
True.
All right, cool. So there we go.
Nice.
We've got Vincento, the Sanguine painter. He's an emu who makes lots of really awful jokes. He uses his hit points as a resource for his abilities, but he has a kind of a blood bar which you can use to draw on to replace that cost, at least partially. Any damage that his abilities do to enemy champions or epic monsters fills that bar. So he's got the Blood Draw Q, which is like a sort of a mini Rumble ultimate that has a ammo system up to 3, and provides a speed up effect onto Vincento when they. Actually, I should probably replace in the kit the names with AAG with Vincento.
Yeah, boy, Vincento. His friends call him Vincy.
Vincent. If you're in his inner circle.
Yep.
Have I missed any ones there? I don't think so. Okay. So yeah, so the bubbling blood draw, the line and the speed up. So it's area control. The B negative is on hit stacking effect that he can eat, consume to heal for a certain amount. I guess we're not really worried about this point now, but how big of a heal that is. Drawn to life is his Crimson War summon. Lets him summon the avatar of Noxus, or the special boy of Noxus. He channels while doing so, and the longer he channels, the more he pays, but the stronger the wolf is. It attacks the first enemy champion that comes within range, but will change its targets to anyone that Vincento personally attacks.
Yep.
And then the weirdest ability, the Blood Rain. It's a Gangplank ultimate that you can, which sort of has the whole chaos something that you can direct it around the place. You can choose. You get an extra destination point for each time it's leveled up from, when it goes to 6 to 11, from 11 to 18. And it travels along that path. Each time it reaches the end of that destination, it will speed up. So you can make a small area that will travel around very quickly, or you can make a longer area that it will go boop-a-doop boop, exactly like Happy's doing right there. Thank you for the demonstration. So there we go. Vincento the Sanguine Painter. 10 out of 10. Benny, thank you for the top ratings.
Aww.
Oh, that might be that could have been a rating of your accent, actually, Zoe. I'm not sure.
Sorry?
I think it might have been rating your accent.
Oh! Ooh, I wouldn't rate my exit 10 out of 10. Holy.
Great. Really good.
Oh, all right,
It was something between Italian and something Eastern European. I don't know what it was.
It was a really nice combo.
Yeah.
It fit very well.
It's for both. Benny, you're so generous with your points. All right, guys. So there we go. It's Sanguine Painter. Didn't really know where we were going to start off today, but now we've ended up with something I think pretty neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so for I'll start with Happy since I started with Xavier before. Is there anything that you would like to promote to the fine folks watching the stream here today?
No.
What about your TFT streams every morning?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Sure.
The TFT streams every morning. Right. I've been trying to stream every morning from, 10 a.m. Central European time, which is 9 a.m. British time, which is, 1 a.m. California time.
It's way too early normal time.
It's not. Just because you work all night, it's not my
True.
fault.
I party
But-
all night. Oh, that's also not true because
Party
there's
till
nowhere to
dawn.
party. There's no party till dawn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. But that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And Zoe, I think you had the tournament to promote, if I recall.
Yes. So Belgian League, just follow GameLux or follow @CasterExodus for all that info, and I'll just spam you on Twitter. You'll see it somewhere on your timeline then.
Twitter.com/CasterExodus, right? Do you want to, if you want to put it into the Twitch chat, then that'll make sure people can actually get it.
I just want that free cloud, guys. Hit that like, hit that bell,
Clout.
subscribe, whatever.
Nice.
Oh, and if any of you guys do have the chance to give us the old follow on Twitch or on the tweeters on Twitter, twitter.com/championforge, it'll help us tremendously since no one knows that we exist right now.
Yes.
And if
Also,
you enjoyed this,
we
maybe
have-
other people would.
We have a grand old plan for next week's episode, so
Hopefully.
there's something in the making, and we hope to get it done until next week.
It's gonna be bloody good.
It's gonna be bloody amazing.
Seems like a good time as any to end it, so we'll be back here again. So starting at a slightly later time from before. So it's going to be 8 in UK, 9 EU time next Thursday for another episode 7 of the Champion Forge, if things go well. And I have to, I'm giving a big caveat here because I haven't even talked to the person about it yet. Then we'll have something pretty neat. But either way around it, we'll do our best to bring you guys the top quality entertainment. Thank you, Exodus and Happy Light Sense, for being here today. And we'll see you guys next week. Hooah!
Bye.